Today we're going to add 8 more slides to our alternative sources of energy product, and we are going to add hydroelectric and geothermal. Some of you may add 10 slides, and if you are, that's awesome. Hey, just quick review what's going to go on today. Make sure you watch Mr. Alexander's announcements, then we're going to do those slides. Hey, and just some quick reminders here for today's class. Hey, Einstein's still late, growing plants late. Now SpongeBob is late, even though we did it together, and most of it's there. Due today is the Mythbusters one, and then you have these other reminders here for you to take care of. Okay, so the goal for today is really to talk about hydroelectric power and geothermal, which is a tough one. Hydroelectric power, if you look at it, actually uses gravity. Okay, so it's using the gravity. That's why they build a dam, and then they put their hydroelectric power plant down lower than it is. Hey, if you think of Niagara Falls, it's using gravity. That's why it's falling over the thing. And so it uses gravity to force it down, usually into where they want it to go. And then there's a turbine. So water travels downhill to turn a turbine to make electricity that is shipped to your house. So hydroelectric power is actually pretty cool. And geothermal is a little tougher. Okay, so geothermal is using either the heat of the earth to make it. So if you've ever been to hot springs, that uses a natural underground warm spot to warm up the water, or it uses the earth to cool down the air. So if you think about it, your air conditioner has to take the air that's outside, that's at sometimes at 90, and cool it down to 70 to pump it into your house. If you realize that once you dig down, I want to say 7 feet, 10, 12 feet or lower, the earth doesn't get any warmer or colder than about 57 degrees. So if you take and pump the hot air down to the earth, it cools down to 57 degrees naturally, and then you pump the cold air back into your house to cool it down. So you're not spending the electrical energy to cool down. You're letting the earth cool it down naturally. And these are usually with tubes. Sometimes these are under lakes, which is actually pretty cool too. And then in the winter, if you think about it, you need to take the air that's 20 degrees outside, warm it up to 70, which is a huge change. But if you take the cold air and then you pump it to the ground down here where it's 50 and it warms it up to 50 naturally, then you only have to heat it up to 70, a couple more degrees. So you're spending less energy to do that. So in a lot of cases, you're just using it as a free cooling or free heating system. There are some pros and cons. Some pros, much less electricity used, and I think it's actually super cool. So for me, that's a pro because of the way that it works. Cons is you can't do it everywhere. Like they couldn't go and do this underneath my house because we don't have enough room to do it. And another con is that it is really, really expensive to get done first. But once you have it, it works pretty easily. Another pro for both of these is that you're not burning fossil fuels, so there's less pollution. Some 2 pros and 2 cons. Just talk about the pollution one. Another pro for this is once you have it set up, you're going to be making electricity like crazy. Niagara Falls makes electricity for most of the eastern 7 or 8 states, and it's been set up so that it's there, and it's clean, so there's no pollution running off of it. Purists would say that you have to have some pollution to make it, but that's an argument for another day. Some cons. One, damming up an area changes a complete ecosystem. This was once a free-flowing river, and now it's a lake. And down here, it was once part of this free-flowing river, but now it's a river that's being controlled at how fast the water's coming out. 2, it used to be really tough to catch fish from going in through here, and fish were killed off. They've worked on that, and that is there. So another con is that there is some fish kill off, but the big one is ecosystems are affected. Another con might be you can't do this everywhere. I did see last year that if you have a creek or a small part of the river running through your property, you can actually buy small hydroelectric power plants to go into your creek, which is actually super cool. So some pros and cons there for those ones. Do we have both of these in North Carolina? Absolutely. I saw a commercial the other day for a local place doing geothermal. And there's a big one. I keep forgetting of the name of the lake that has one that people go to. Somebody will remember. So that information is there for you. Have a